I'm joined now by Lord Philip Hunt from the United Kingdom, the Minister of State for Energy. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Now, the consumer-producer dialogue, extremely important, and probably now more than ever. The IEF bringing together everybody here, how significant is that?
This is a very significant meeting, and I'm delighted that we've got agreement and over 60 countries have signed up to it. They represent over 90% of all production and energy use in the world. So it's very important indeed. We've had a big problem with the volatility in oil prices over the last 2 years, and that's an unstable situation. It has a real risk in terms of the economic prosperity of all the nations of the world. What this is about is getting a much greater dialogue between the producers and consumers of energy, much more robust data to understand what is happening, and through that we believe you'll get much more stability. You will not have so much volatility in oil prices in the future, and crucially we will see long-term investment in energy, which is also very important.
Now, of course, having the Cancun Declaration in place, it also empowers the International Energy Forum to actually to move forward on their agenda as well. This is very important.
Well, the UK has been a strong supporter of the work of the IEF, and we will continue to do so. You know, when there are problems in any part of the world or any issue, what you need to do to resolve it is to get dialogue going between the different parties, and that's what the IF is all about. It's about developing a strong dialogue between producers and consumers, and that dialogue being on the basis of the best possible data and evidence, and that's really what we've agreed to.
That data, too, everybody's talking about it. The IOCs are talking about it, chief executives, governments saying the need for better clarity, better understanding, and better transparency in the data. The JODI initiative, again, has really put this in place. It's a process, but it has tremendously developed in terms of since it was put in place.
Yes, it has, and there's no doubt that the quality of the data has improved. We need to see it improve further in the future. I believe we will do so. And we also need to have data about investment decisions, because we need to know, what is happening in terms of investment, because in the end we want to make sure that enough investment is taking place. That's the best way to have an equilibrium between supply and demand. That in itself will help make sure that prices are stabilized.
Now we have the IEF, the IEA and OPEC very much at the same table, and indeed tremendous unity there. The strength in that unity can do just great things for the energy market going forward, I'm sure.
I believe that's a very strong outcome, and that the role of OPEC and the IEA has been fully recognised in this declaration. We need organisations to work together. We need them to feed their information into this process, and that's the way you'll get robust information, transparency, and a very strong dialogue. And through that, a greater understanding that provides the kind of stability you need for long-term investment, for making sure that this encourages economic growth. It does not act as a dampener, because price volatility can do that. And it provides also the stability of relationship between producers and consumers, which is so important.
One very final question. OPEC celebrates its 50th anniversary this year. It's an organization that has been, very, very busy over the last few years and has met many challenges. Looking at 50 years later, how mature do you think OPEC has come, and what do they need to be looking at in the years ahead?
Well, it's certainly shown itself to be an important and influential organisation. I'm sure that there are many challenges that lie ahead. I'm sure that OPEC will respond to that. What I'm so pleased about is that here you have OPEC, you have the IEA, you now have the new declaration which has been agreed to by over 60 countries. This is a very, very strong foundation for us to try and resolve many of the issues in relation to the energy sector, dealing with oil price volatility, dealing with long-term stability. And I'm very, very confident that as a result of this, all the organisations involved will play a positive and constructive role in the future.